What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I've made my way down to Flow Toyota of Statesville and we're going to take a look at this 2019 Toyota 86 GT. Huge shout out to them for not only providing this car, but for letting us check out the 2020 Toyota Supra. Brian is reviewing that right now. If you missed that video, it will be down in the description below. So huge shout out to them again. I'll have all their information down in the description below. This is the TRD Special Edition. It only comes in one color, which is called Raven, and it has an MSRP just under $32,000. Under the hood is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. This model here is paired to the 6-speed manual. You can also opt for a 6-speed automatic as well. This engine produces 205 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 156 pound-feet of torque at 6,400 RPM. It is rear-wheel drive, weighs around 2,800 pounds. 0 to 60 can happen in just over 6 seconds, and it has a top speed of 140 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 13.2 gallons, you can expect to see 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 101.2 inches. It has an overall length of 168.8 inches. The width is 69.9 and its height is 50.6 inches. Starting up front, what distinguishes this over a base 86 is the TRD body kit, which includes the front bumper. You can see the TRD badge stamped in the middle section of the bumper along with the colors underneath it. It has a very aggressive design to it and protrudes nicely away from the vehicle. This has LED headlights and LED daytime running lights with a nice intricate pattern running throughout it. This has fog lights on each side. You can see there's 3 lines in the housings around the fog lights. Down in the center, there's a nice pattern in the mesh. It will allow more cooling to the engine, of course, with a nice black trim piece on the top of it, separating it from the rest of the bumper. Moving above that, we have the Toyota badge, and then there's very clean lines running throughout the hood. Moving to the side, this features a set of 18 by 7.5 inch alloy wheels. They have a multi-spoke design to them along with a 2-tone finish. 4-wheel disc brakes are in all 4 corners, and with the TRD Special Edition, it gets upgraded brembo brakes. The front rotors measure 12.8 inches and 12.4 inches in the rear. This also has a sport tune suspension as well. It features body colored side mirrors with the TRD tricolor graphic just underneath that, running from the front fender to the back of the doors. There's very clean lines running down the side of the vehicle, and also part of the TRD body kit, it gets more aggressive side skirts. And finishing up in the rear with the trunk lip spoiler, which protrudes nicely above each LED taillight, which also have a really nice design running throughout them. This has a backup camera on the left side of the trunk. TRD is stamped in the lower section of the bumper. Just underneath that, you have reverse lights along with an extra brake light. And then to each side, this has the upgraded catback TRD performance exhaust with brushed stainless steel tips. So that's gonna wrap up with the exterior walk around on the GT 86. I really like how Toyota kept this car. They rebadged it from the Scion FRS. And with this one having the TRD Special Edition package, it has a lot of nice extras on it that don't seem overdone, like the brembo brakes, which is definitely a plus. You have the nice colors running down the side, nice set of wheels as well, and then of course the body kit. It definitely has a nice aggressive appearance to it without being overdone. So as long as I have the key on me and with it locked, I can just walk up to the vehicle, place my hand in the door handle, and you will hear it automatically unlock. On the door panel, you can see this has red leather with red stitching. This is part of the TRD Special Edition package. You have more leather above that and a suede-like material on the top with more of the red stitching running along it. Nice grab handle right here with a cup holder just underneath that. You have automatic windows with your lock and unlock and your side mirror adjustments. There's a carbon fiber-like trim piece running around that, gives it a really nice touch. And then down in the front is one speaker. Moving inside now, we'll take a look at the 2-tone seats. This option is only available in this specific model. So you can see the red with red stitching along with the black and more stitching running along the bolsters. Very aggressive as well. You can see how much support is up around the shoulders and then down below on the side bolsters. You have manual adjustments for recline and incline along with lumbar support, and there is a bar in the front to be able to move the seat forwards and backwards. And as part of the package, you get red seat belts as well. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel. You can see the 2-tone design that carries on from the seats, along with the red stitching that runs along the entire inside. Gives it a really nice look, especially having this brushed aluminum accent around it as well. On the right side, you have the cruise control stalk, along with some buttons that will control the gauge setup, which I'll get to here soon. On the left side, you have your mode and volume and adjustments for the radio. I'll go ahead and put my foot on the clutch and on the brake as well, and we can go ahead and start this up. With the vehicle on and running now, we'll take a look at the gauge cluster. On the left side, you can see the speedometer with the tach right in the center. Just to the right of that, you have your fuel gauge and another digital readout for the speedometer. You can see there is a stopwatch along with a lap timer. You have a graph readout for your peak horsepower and torque. There's also a G meter. You can see your braking and accelerating as well. If we scroll over to the right, you have some other settings that you can go through. We can scroll over to messages. You can bring up some more vital information like your oil temperature, engine temperature, along with your average miles per hour, along with your total distance and trip. You have your average fuel economy. On the left side of the steering wheel, down in the footwell, you have the fuel cap release, along with the trunk release and a dimmer switch for the gauges. There's one air vent, along with your trip reset buttons to the side there. Above that, there's one speaker up in the corner. More stitching and suede-like material above the gauges, gives it a really nice look. And then as we make our way to the center, there's two air vents above the 7-inch screen. So this is basically the home screen setting. You can see you have a lot of information you can go into. If I just click on general, you can adjust the language, the beep on the keyboard using that, and some other information to configure. You have your voice commands and voice recognition that you can set up with your Bluetooth, which is on the far right. You have your display so you can control the brightness along with your phone and vehicle. We can also completely shut the screen off, and if you just tap on it anywhere, that will bring it back to life. On the left side, you have your power and volume for the radio. You have the setup button, which brings you to this screen here. You can also click on your voice recognition.
What would you like to do?
You have your phone button along with media, so you can go to your radio, and then you have a scrolling button down on the left. Just below that, you can see the clock on the left side along with the hazards right in the middle. All the AC controls are nicely separated. You have the temperature on both sides, and you can see they are synced right now. This does have dual zone climate, so if I just click on this button, now I can control each side individually. You have the fan speed right in the center to adjust that, along with some other buttons. Defrosters in the center. Where you'd like the air to go is right in the middle, so you can control that. On the far left, we can shut everything off, and there's a few other AC and recirc buttons on the right side. At the bottom left, we have the engine start stop button again, with a little storage cubby spot here for anything small that you need to fit there. You have a USB and auxiliary port on the far right. And again, this has the 6-speed manual. You can see more of the red stitching running around the shift boot. It has very smooth shifts, as we'll see later in the test drive portion of this video. To put this into reverse, we're just gonna pull this up, push it over and up and to the left. You'll see the backup camera light up on the rear view mirror, and it still has the graphic lines as well to help you out. Just behind that, we have the manual parking brake with more of the red stitching on it. You can turn off traction control, and there is a track mode as well, which will completely shut everything off. In the center console here, there are two cup holders with a little storage space on the side for a phone or something like that. You can completely remove that, and you can see you have a lot more storage space, along with a 12 volt in the front section. Moving over to the glove box, you have a normal amount of space for anything that you need to put there. You can also see around the entire dash here is more of that suede material, gives it a really nice look, and it's a nice touch to see the TRD and colors on the bottom there. And we'll go ahead and take another look at these seats. I really like the two-tone design and the aggressive bolsters, really gives it a nice touch to the interior. Up top we have the dome light switches and of course the rear view mirror. So now it's time to go ahead and hop in the back seats, as this is a 4-seater. I've already adjusted the front seat forwards, and you can either use this here or the strap in the back to go ahead and bring the backrest forwards. But now let's go ahead and hop in. And at 5'10", my head is just barely touching the glass. I like that the seats kind of sink down just a little bit, so that gives you that extra headroom. So honestly, I could comfortably be back here. I don't have the front seat all the way back and set to my height, but if I did, you can see my feet easily go up underneath the seat. It would definitely be pretty crammed with these seats touching my knees most likely. On this side, the seat is all the way back, so obviously you have room to move that one forwards. But these are functional back seats, so if you need the space, you have the option to do it, which is nice. We'll go ahead and take a look at the visibility out of the rear glass, and you do have a nice side window there as well. So it's not too crammed in the back seats. You have a speaker on each side, a little bit of an armrest as well. So now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the trunk, and you can either use the button on the key fob, there's a button inside as I showed earlier, or there's one up underneath the Toyota logo, and just by pushing on either of those, we can go ahead and open it up. This has about 7 cubic feet of storage space with the back seat up. This car was designed to be able to fit full-size spares, so if you're taking this to an autocross or to the track, you have the option to put tires in the back, which is really nice to see. So getting the 86 GT out on the road now, I've driven the Scion FRS before, which is basically the same platform, but I've never been in a manual, so this is really cool to check out. So far the shifts are very smooth, and it's a very lightweight clutch at the same time, so you could easily daily drive this. There's nothing clunky or funky or anything about it. Very smooth, you know you're in the next gear, and it's very easy to rev match the downshifts. There goes Brian in the 2020 Toyota Supra. Man, does that look good out on the road. But back to this car now. I couldn't imagine getting this out on some back mountain roads, some autocrosses. It's definitely a very lightweight vehicle, but at the same time, it has great handling as well. It's what you would expect. I'm not gonna be able to get this out on any kind of twisty roads or anything like that today, but just taking some of these corners here, you can definitely tell how tight the steering is. And it has a good steering position or steering wheel position to it at the same time. So from second gear, nothing crazy. Not even half throttle there. But you know, it gets up to speed. It's not the quickest car out there. I'm sure if I got it closer to its red line, about 7,500, it would definitely get up and move. But doing just a normal acceleration like that, merging into traffic or getting on the highway, it definitely gets up to the speed. Being a light car, you don't need a ton of horsepower to have a lot of fun either. Downshifting a little bit here again. We're gonna take this turn a little bit fast here. You can definitely feel how tight that steering is. You're gonna see the Supra again. So back to the 86. Let's go over the visibility now. For a small vehicle like this, there's really hardly any blind spots. All of the glass is very close to you. I like that you have a small window in front of each side mirror so you can see just a little bit more on the left and the right. And then over your left and right shoulder, the pillars are very, very small. There's nothing bulky about them. And having that little back window, especially for the backseat passengers, you can see over your left and right shoulder, and then the glass is basically right there behind you. So there's no problems with visibility. And then looking out of the front glass, I like how there's a little bulge over each wheel, so you can see the passenger front wheel there. So if you're taking this on autocrosses or the mountains, I can easily place the passenger side there, so I know exactly how close I am to the edge of the road there. So moving on to the daily driving aspects of the 86 GT, as this is a daily driving vehicle. If you're buying this, you're gonna be commuting. It's been comfortable so far. I really like how aggressive these bolsters are, especially up around my shoulders. They definitely hold you well. And these are specific to the TRD Special Edition. So you won't see these in a base model or any other model. Suspension is absorbing bumps well. Steering wheel is in a nice spot. A nice car to drive. I could definitely see racking up miles on it. And you have a lot of space. You can put 3 other people in here if you have to. The back seats will be a little bit tight, but even at 5'10", I would have room. So they are usable, and then folding that completely down, you have a ton of room for a small car. It's really not that large on the inside, but Toyota did a great job to maximize as much space as possible. Sorry for seeing the Supra again, or maybe not. That's definitely really cool to see out on the road. We'll go ahead and do another small acceleration. Very smooth in the shifts, and just like that, I'm up to the speed limit. You don't have to redline it or anything, which is nice. It accelerates very smooth, and obviously shifting will depend on that, but very easy to drive and fun to drive at the same time. I like too how you can see the gear selection, or what gear that you're in, just below the digital miles per hour readout. I love how engaging the shifter is too. You get it into that gear, very satisfying to hear that little small click to know that you are in the right gear, and it's very easy to rev match on these downshifts. As far as all the materials on the inside goes, everything is really nice. I like all the leather on the steering wheel, especially with the two-tone design. You have nice materials on the door panel to just give it an upscale looking interior, along with the fabric that runs along the dash. You have leather on the e-brake here. It's around the shift boot. Really nice cloth on the seats. They have a good feeling to them. Very soft at the same time, which is nice. Well guys, I think that's gonna wrap up taking a look at the 2019 Toyota 86 GT TRD Special Edition. Once again, huge shout out to Flow Toyota of Statesville. I will have all of their information in the description below. Definitely check them out. They got in one of the first launch edition Supras, and of course they have this and a ton of other inventory to look at. So definitely make sure to check them out. If you enjoyed today's video, give it the thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video.